Welcome to We're Talking Bears,
where we bring you the latest in the Chicago Bears experience.
I'm Uncle,
Nephew,
and I'm Son.
And we're talking Bears. Welcome back to We're Talking Bears. The 2024 draft is officially over, and the Bears are winners in the eyes of many. Lots of
what it's time for if we win.
Oh, definitely. You got to bring the chain back. You got to bring the chain back. Yeah. Hey, hopefully we'll have a lot of episodes rocking the victory.
We got the Bears and the chain.
Absolutely. Hopefully we have a lot of games where we can rock the victory chain.
Man, victory chain. That's what we got.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like we were victorious in this draft. Some late round picks that I wasn't super familiar with, but we know what Poles is capable of with those types of picks. So what you think about it? The last rounds of the draft.
When you look at the whole draft, some can say, well, we didn't get a lot of guys. We went from shooting a shotgun where Poles didn't have any picks when he first showed up. He had, I think, 4 picks, turned that into 11 because we were cleaning the roster. We got rid of, in the first year, 60-70% of the roster. We flipped the roster year one. We filled in with a lot of guys and late round guys and whatnot. This time, we were very front loaded. We only got 5 guys, but when you look at the guys that we picked up in free agency, and you look at what we've built over the years, trades that were successful. We had a couple bad trades. We got the N'Keal Harry trade. We got the who was that dude from
the Justin trade? I'm not gonna lie.
Traded Justin away, but I'm thinking about the guy we got from Pittsburgh. Who was that guy? Receiver.
Claypool.
Yeah. We had 2, not great receiver trades. And then we had the receiver trade of a lifetime in DJ Moore.
Right.
Absolutely. That was a trade of a lifetime, which makes up for. And now we get the second receiver trade of a lifetime in Keenan Allen.
Right.
So if I got to take 4 receiver trades to get 2 of the best receivers in the NFL, I'm cool with that. So when I move forward to this draft and I see that I've got Caleb Williams, best quarterback in the draft. I've got ROME ODUNZE, hands down, top 3 for sure. 3 guys were battling for best receiver. It's no proof yet that Marvin Harrison is better than him. We've got to get him on the field.
Right.
We know the speed of ROME. ROME is a 4.5 guy, which is good speed, not phenomenal speed. But the wonderful thing about ROME being 6'3", 212 pounds is when he puts on that 10 pounds of pads, that's not going to slow him down.
Right.
You get a guy that's 175 pounds flying down the field at 4.35. He puts on 10, 15 pounds worth of armor, and now he's doing 4.45, and he's only 175 pounds, right? That's a problem. You get ROME. ROME is a big boy. He's 3 inches taller than DJ Moore, and he can jump too. This is a big boy. And because, so you got Keenan Allen, ROME ODUNZE, and DJ Moore, and that's why the Packers went out and got like 15 cornerbacks in their draft.
Yeah, you saw that. Yeah.
Hey, they're like, man, we got to cover those guys. We need to find somebody that could get this job done.
Right.
So I'm loving that. Then you go ROME. We shouldn't have had ROME, but we'll take him.
Yeah.
Atlanta
blessed us. Right. Yeah, they blessed us.
I'm sorry, you paid $180 million for a quarterback, and then you hire a quarterback, brainless wonder.
Right.
That brainless wonder. Go give him a number 1, to add to the pack. You can't have too many number 1 receivers, as we don't.
Right.
Then, surprise me, Poles, take the best punter in the draft in day 3. The absolute best punter, not just the best punter, the best punter in college. And people will say, a high pick for a punter. It's not a high pick for a punter. They didn't take no first-round punter. It's a 4th-round pick. So it's a decent pick, but it's a day 3 pick. And what do I think about that? I remember a guy named Devin Hester who flipped the field and changed games. That guy, special teams, makes an enormous difference. Our defense looked good. Wait till this kid coffin corners teams and they got to start from the 4-yard line and the 3-yard line.
Right.
And he wasn't standing at the 50. He's standing at our 35, and he's coughing corner him because he doesn't just kick it long. He has I think it's a 4.5 second hang time. He has enough hang time that our coverage team can get to the man.
Right.
So you can't go anywhere. So it's a long, high kick that just, this is an Australian kid, an Aussie kid.
Right.
Growing up eating kangaroo and kicking
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes all the difference in the world. If you gain an extra 10 yards every series that your offense didn't score, that your defense has as a cushion,
right,
it's enormous through the course of a game. You got to go 70 yards instead of 60. You got to go 80 instead of 70. You got to go 90 instead of 80. Now you give Sweat and the boys and JJ and Brisker and Gordon a chance to tee off on you. Because you're coming down the field. Come on, take your time going down the field. Try to matriculate down that field against those guys.
Right.
Not to mention Tremaine, TJ Edwards.
Yeah, I was about to say
hard hitting. I'm sorry, Jack Sanborn.
Jack Sanborn, yeah, of course.
Man, Billings stopping the run all by himself, taking on triple teams, throwing guys everywhere.
Right.
You got these guys, and you got to get 7 first downs.
Right.
Good luck, because without him, maybe you only need 5 first downs. But this guy kicks the ball, kicks you in the back box corner. You need 7, 8 first downs to get points.
Right. Yeah, I like the pick. I like the pick for the punter for sure. For sure.
And then you get a young edge. This kid, he runs a 4.77, which doesn't sound that great. He was probably 40, and he was at the Bears 100, and he's just jogging 5.0s. He's just above a jog at a 5, at like almost 40 years old, and they're 20-year-olds in perfect shape trying to break 5.0s, and on a laser, that's not an easy task.
Right.
That laser hits, man. It doesn't give you a millisecond.
Right.
And so I think I watched for more than an hour, and I think I saw one guy hit a 5 flat and run with Alex. Then Alex just turns on a little more. Alex was DN. He's not even a receiver.
Right.
Right. So when you get a guy running a 4.7, it doesn't sound like a lot because we're used to hearing 4.4s. But you get a 275-pound man coming that fast. He's coming fast. Because it's only really 5-6 steps to the quarterback.
Right.
Right. It's quarterback 7-step drop. Right. So he's going backwards 7 steps. Maybe he's 9 yards backwards. A guy that size, his gait, he's covering 1.5 yards, 2 yards a step when he's running. So he's 6 steps and he's there, 7 steps and he's there, right?
Right.
If he swims you and gets your arms off of him, you're toast.
Right.
You're toast. And the beautiful thing is this guy's probably just going to be used on 3rd downs, because he's young. He's light. He's only 240. No, I'm sorry. I'm confusing the guys.
Yeah,
one guy's 240. I'm thinking about the guy that's 270 is the undrafted free agent.
Okay.
The one guy is 240, and he's faster. He's like a 4.5. That's the guy we drafted. There's an undrafted free agent that we also got is like 275, and he's a 4.6, 4.7 guy. Both of them are going to be out there. I think the undrafted kid makes it too. But the drafted kid, sorry, I was on a tangent thinking about the other guy.
It's okay.
Right.
It's all coming together.
It's coming together. He's 240, the kid we drafted.
Okay.
240, and he can move. He's like a 4.5 dude. And so, he's going to have to put on a little weight. But point being, as he comes around that edge, and Austin Booker's who we're talking about.
Right. Yep.
As Austin Booker comes around that edge, he's going to get some pressure. And those quarterbacks, they're running away from Montez Sweat.
Right.
They're running away from Montez Sweat, man. All he has to do is keep that tackle's hands off of him, right?
Yeah.
And, he had 9 sacks in his last year of college. He's going to get something done. And then I think the undrafted free agent makes it too. I think when you have a guy with that physical size and strength, You got to just, even if you practice squad him, man, just sit him. Let's see what you got. Like we did with Sanborn. You practice squad him till you needed him.
Right.
We needed him one day. So how do you feel about it?
I mean, like I said, man, I'm excited. I wasn't super familiar with those guys prior to the draft. But like I said, Poles has shown me before that they do their homework, and they get the right guys in there with us. So I mean, I'm super excited to see how it all works out for us. Plus, Sweat was talking about Javon Dexter and how he's coming along and how he'll be a completely different player from the steps he's been making this coming season. So I mean, I feel like we're just becoming an extremely dangerous team. I honestly think we're actually, even right now, I think teams are not realizing the leaps and bounds forward that we're making. And I think they're still expecting to see the bad news Bears they've been seeing the last few seasons. And I think a lot of teams are going to be in store for something different this year. So I'm excited, man. Like I said, I'm excited. And I was looking around at the NFC North, man, and I know, like I said, from coming from a rebuild, a lot of these guys haven't had the opportunity to play with each other. So it's going to take some time for them to gel. But I don't think we're going to have a problem with that. I think these guys will come out there and get it together. And I'm actually excited to see us compete in the NFC North. And I'm not one of those people that's saying this isn't going to be the year for us to do it, or maybe we're another year away. I firmly believe that we can win the NFC North this year. I really believe it. And that's what I'm looking forward to, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's doable. I'm going to tell you this: the NFC North, right now on paper, is maybe the toughest division in the NFC. No offense to San Francisco, who's won the NFC several times in the past few years, but this may be the toughest. I mean, you look at Minnesota. JJ McCarthy's pretty doggone good quarterback, and look at who he's throwing to. JJ McCarthy is throwing to Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, and then they upgraded running back by adding Aaron Jones from the Packers. Right. So, they had a good line. They had a strong defense. So that wasn't their problem. Their problem was they had like 17 quarterbacks last year. They had guys coming out from high school to play quarterback last year.
Right. Yeah. Facts.
So I mean, that is having a first round quarterback that has all those weapons. Honestly, rookie quarterbacks have issues and make mistakes, but when you give him, Justin Jefferson is not just elite. He keeps proving that he may be the best receiver in the NFL. If he's healthy, Jordan Addison is a burner.
Yeah.
TJ Hawkinson, I think he just came off 1,000-yard season. How do you get 1,000 yards almost as a tight end when you got a new quarterback every week?
Right.
That's impressive.
That guy was balling though.
he was balling. So you got basically 3,000-yard receivers in your two receivers in your court and your tight end. Within inches of 1,000 yards for Addison and Hawkinson, and this is the best quarterback situation they've had since what's his name went down. The Falcons dude, the guy that the Falcons gave $180 million to. What's his name?
Kirk.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kirk.
This is the best they've looked since then. That's how I feel about it. So they're dangerous. They're dangerous. They're not the best team in our division by any chance, but they're not scrubs to just look the other way.
No, for sure.
Green Bay, hate the pack, but I had to give them some props on one thing. They got more first-round picks hanging out that they picked playing ball. Guys like Quay Walker, Rashawn Gary, Jair Alexander. They've been racking up first-rounders and stacking them and storing them. Lucas Van Ness isn't even a starter, and he was a first-rounder. They got first rounders on the bench. They're good players. So they're stacked. They are stacked.
They're okay.
I mean, they're stacked from a talent standpoint.
Yeah, for sure.
They're stacked from a talent standpoint. Now, are they better than us? Look, last year when we were much less talented, we ended the season in a fist fight with these guys. We held them to 17 points before they went out and murdered the Cowboys, dropping 48 on them.
Right.
They know they're in for a battle. That's why they went and they drafted a whole bunch of corners and safeties and DBs. They filled up on them, man. They took 1, 2, 3 safeties, and a cornerback, a defensive tackle, and a nose tackle, undrafted, and a middle linebacker. They took in the second round, and a will linebacker they took in the third round. I mean, they went all defense because they know they've got to face us, and they know they've got to face Detroit. And right now, Detroit's sitting on the top of the pack. Oh, and they picked up Josh Jacobs.
Right.
So they upgraded over Aaron Jones. They went to Josh Jacobs.
Right.
So they're going to be a handful. Then you go to Minnesota, and Detroit. Detroit, right now, they own the division, but we shut them down without all the weapons that we've just picked up.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, they, you know what? I'm not necessarily feeling their draft, but wisely, they went, and again, they did the same thing as Green Bay. They started off with a first-round cornerback. They went to a second-round nickelback. You know, and I don't know if they had a third-round pick, but they had a fourth-round safety. They had a sixth-round D tackle. So they did their first and second round. They added a corner and a nickel. So they are serious about, you know, their coverage. They're not just going to be relying on Kendall Vildor out there to fill in, you know. And I mean, he's playing better ball. They made it to the NFC Championship, but they couldn't get over the hump. They knew it, so they went out and dealt with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I feel like we're ready. It's absolutely going to be a fight. The Lions won a division this past season, but like you said, we beat them last year at the end of the season once we got healthy with far less talent than we have now. Green Bay, I feel like all of these teams know we're coming, and they're trying to prepare themselves because we were in such an amazing position. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, I feel like they really just didn't want the Bears to just completely, the way Poles and them were going, man. I feel like the NFL, and this might be an interesting take, but I'll go on record of saying it. I think the NFL and all the other 31 teams colluded against the Bears to not get more than what we got. Because let's be real, we had the #1 pick and we had Justin Fields, and we ended up giving him away for nothing. But realistically, with the talent that all the teams, all the players in the league were talking about from Justin Fields, the rest of the league valued Justin Fields for more than what we got from him. And so now we're moving on to a new period for the Bears, and I'm more than confident Caleb Williams is going to be capable of getting the job done for us. But just imagine, man, if we would have had Justin Fields, and instead of the Caleb pick, he turns into another season of another first round pick and a second and another. You get what I'm saying? The type of picks we got last year. So I'll go on record as saying that I think they just really didn't want the Bears to take off because we've taken off, and just to consider that we could have gotten even more is just crazy to me. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I think we're in a great shape. Financially, we're in a good shape. Morale-wise, we're in a good shape. You know, you got to go out and prove it on Sunday. But, you know, honestly, I like Caleb's attitude. He reminds me of a young me where he's just walking in the door talking about, yo, I'm about to take your lunch. Okay,
Right.
By the way, put my lunch on your plate, right?
Right.
But he got to back it up. And look at who's surrounding him. You know, we brought in two guys that can hike the ball and block, right? From two good teams, right? From the Bills and from the Chargers, two playoff level teams. We brought in guys on the interior line. If the interior line fails, we actually have a legit interior lineman backup. And I'll give it, Jatari Carter was coming along, right? Mm-hmm. We in the draft, we addressed the backup tackle. Like, I don't know how good this young kid is, but he let him learn behind Brax and behind Wright. You got to get out there and, like, look, you got to be better than Darnell Wright to get a job up here, bro. Right. Let them learn, you know. So I like everything we're doing. We're slowing our burn now. We're just upgrading positions. Think about, like, before we needed somebody to start. Now we're upgrading starters. That's our goal when we hit the draft. So, you know, we loved Mooney, but he teetered out, and we upgraded with Odunze. I'll take Odunze over Mooney most days of the week, right? I love Mooney, but I'm gonna take Rome. I'm going Rome.
Mooney was like our #2, so technically we already had Keenan Allen, so we're just even stronger in that spot right now.
Yeah, but I'm not even going to compare Mooney to Keenan Allen.
No, you wouldn't, and that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't. You get what I'm saying? So where Rome comes in, he's even going to have less of that pressure on him than even Mooney would have had. And I agree totally with what you're saying, Unc. I think we're moving in the right direction, man. I think that a lot of teams are going to be in for a rude awakening when they see us on their schedule. A lot of people are still, I don't know, I think what it is that Justin meant a lot to the city, and a lot of the fans rallied behind Justin, and I did as well.
He made it fun again, man.
Absolutely,
even when we were losing, he made it fun to be a Bear. He made it fun to be inside a Soldier Field. He made it fun to watch, and he gave us hope.
Absolutely.
You know, how many times did he pull, even when we had nobody? Not nobody, but very few.
Right.
How many times did we pull really close to a victory? Couldn't get it all the way out.
Yeah.
Right. It happened a lot, but a lot of it was Justin's magic, right? Now, unfortunately, I mean, we figured this out last year. Last year, we weren't a good team, but if somebody had a phenomenal day, we'd win. Right. You know, somebody had 3 touchdown day, we got you, right? Yeah. But that's asking a lot. That doesn't happen too often, you know. Right. And how many times do we lose when, like, Cole had a 2 touchdown day and we lose by a field goal?
Right.
It's like, wow, 2 touchdown days should have the other team quaking in their boots. But we weren't good enough that if one of our guys went off and scored 14 points, that it was like scaring the other team who just weren't good enough. So I'm like, you know, we're doing upgrades. We're doing upgrades. We're upgraded at center. You know, we had, you think back to when Justin started. We had Sam Mustafa, who's not a terrible backup center, but he was our starter. Okay. And the one thing he could do is hike that ball. The ball went where it was supposed to. Yeah. Then we got guys that could block a little better than Musty, but they couldn't hike the ball.
Man, it was a traumatic time.
How many times did Justin, without even looking, catch a ball up here, right, and then just bring it down, just like it was?
How many times was Justin Fields playing shortstop for the Chicago Bears, catching ground balls? It's crazy.
He was. He was a combination of shortstop and Scottie Pippen going up.
Wow. Right.
You know, I mean, so you know what? Caleb's supposed to be an upgrade. We're gonna find out.
And you know what? That's what I was gonna say. Caleb, unfortunately, the pressure is more than it could ever be here in Chicago, because one thing I'll say is this: the fans rallied behind Justin because of that attitude that he had, because of the magic that we saw on display many times. Now, I'm not arguing that Caleb's an upgrade. I hope that he is. But what I will say is that the pressure's there now, because even in losing seasons, the fans love Justin. So if you come in here and you don't produce those victories, the fans are not going to be happy about that. And that goes for polls. That goes for the management that's making these changes and bringing in these new guys. They have to make it work, because Chicago fans are not going to be accepting of, oh, you went and got some new names on our team and losing. Because if we weren't winning with Justin, but we were having fun watching some of the things Justin could do, then you have to change the culture here from losing to winning. And that's the only thing I'll say about Caleb. I have full confidence that we have the pieces there, but I hear a lot of the fans and a lot of the talk is that, hey, we haven't seen them do it yet. You're putting all these new pieces together, and it takes a little while for guys to gel and get it together. And all I'm going to say is that the fans are going to be very unforgiving. And you're not going to have not even the amount of time that Justin had here to get it together. They will turn their backs on you. So it's going to be very critical that they get it together sooner than later. And of course, like you said, rookies make mistakes, and teams are going to need some time to get it together, but they have to keep that attitude, and they got to keep plucking away.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I also, you know, when you look at it, you have to sit back and say, from the standpoint that we're at a point where let's not lose the identity that worked, right? Like, we are a top running team. Run the rock. You just went out and got DeAndre Swift. Run the rock. Make it easy on Williams. Don't be like, oh, all of a sudden, remember the Cutler years. Like, you know, we had Matt Forte, and we had was Howard around then? Jordan Howard?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're gonna have cut. We have Forte, you in Green Bay in January, and it's frozen, and Forte's getting 7 yards a clip. 7 and 7 is 14. You give it to him twice as a first, and you got Cuddy throwing 30, 40 times. Don't do that to him. Right. Don't put him in a position. Yeah, get him out there and let him throw. Okay, but don't put him in. Don't throw him to the wolves and pretend like he's God's gift to No, we have a phenomenal run offense. We can run block, make them play the run. It will bring the safeties down. Then you got Rome, DJ, and Keenan, and don't sleep I love this quote from Caleb. Don't sleep on Cole Kmet. You got you know, and you know, get then let him have some play action where everybody comes forward because they have to. Because you know, if Swift's is getting 8-9 yards to carry, they got to come up there and put 8-9 people in the box.
Right.
Now you can go over the top. Let's play smart. Part of the lack of success in the fields years was playing stupid.
Right.
You know, you sitting back, you got the number one at times run team in the NFL, and you throw the ball 30 times, you can't keep the quarterback upright.
Yeah.
You know, man, come on. We have to be smart. And I hope this, you know, when you fire your offensive coordinator, you're telling the next guy you need to be smart, bro. Don't be goofy out here because we'll fire you too.
Right.
But the defense, you know, let's just hope the defense is equal to its last 8 games. If it is, you know, and I think we're great. Let's hope the run game is equal to last year, even though we don't have Justin. Right? Maybe 5% less, but we've added DeAndre. So now he's our number 1. Right. He's RB1. RB2, now you put our boy back in our RB2 position. Right? So that he's no longer Herbert back in the RB2. And then you also don't sleep on Roschon Johnson. Right. You know, there you go. Don't sleep on Roschon Johnson. That's a heck of a man. Our receiver room is great. Our running back room is great. Right. Man, we're gonna hurt some teams. Caleb should be a point guard. Caleb should be a John Stockton. Yep. He doesn't have to do it all. He's just giving out the ball. Give it to Karl Malone. Let him do his thing. You know, Caleb should be a John Stockton. He shouldn't be stuck with the ball, trying to find out what to do and create. He should be getting assists. Boom, dropping dimes. And
I'm not gonna lie, I love his attitude. You heard he told the punter, what's his name, Tory. He told him, "You're not gonna be punting much here." And
not gonna be punting much.
And he shouldn't. Hey. Between him and Cairo Santos, they should have a competition to never let that boy punt the ball. I'm in range. Look, I'm in range.
Right. And don't forget, Cairo's one of the best field goal kickers in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Hands down, one of the best. Never missed in the playoffs. Let's get him back to the playoffs so he can keep that run.
Right.
You know, we have a roster. We've arrived from a roster standpoint. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
On the way.
You got anything else, man?
Man, that's all I got. I'm interested to see what else, if any other moves they make. Like you said, we still got some money. We still got picks coming up next year that we're still eating off of from moves we've already made. I'm just interested to see. But like you said, right now we have a great team. I feel like that's ready to go out there and compete. So I'm just ready to see the guys get together, be able to gel together, and just create a new culture here of winning. I think all of them, especially some of the guys that have been around through some of the troubling times, that like DJ came in for last year and had to go through, the trying times that we've been going through for years. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully they're able to usher in this new era of winners in the Chicago Bears. So
hey, I'm loving it. I think that we are in a great position. We're competitive. Competitive. If we go out there and do our job, we're going to have some fun at Soldier Field. We're going to have some fun at training camp, and we're going to bring you guys lots of content. We appreciate you. Like and subscribe. We're going to have